Hello and welcome to the Chris Boden Show, ASA Miami Football. I'm Brandon Odoi, your football hotbed coach. Welcome in another exciting week, another blowout win for ASA. And listen, the Silver Storm is really storming right now. You talk about this big victory that you had over Alabama Prep. Just talk about your feelings in general after the game.
I think that team was the best team we played so far, but our kids rose to the challenge, and we did what we feel we needed to do.
Well, what stood out to me, obviously, you had very good line play, particularly on the defensive line. Your defensive line was, very active up front. Talk about the emphasis there, and obviously you're an offensive-minded coach, but defense wins championships.
The defensive line and the offensive line is the most important part of our team. You can't win without either one. And the defense did a tremendous job getting after the quarterback, stopping the run, really causing chaos all day.
Let's talk about one of the star players on defense from this past game, Duranje Matthews. Here's a guy who had 4 total tackles, 3 solo tackles, a sack, 2 tackles for loss, and a pass breakup. This young man really stood out during this particular game. Just talk about him, his play, and his development.
Yeah, Duranje is a great player for us. He plays linebacker for us. He's all over the field making plays. He's one of our captains. He's one of our leaders. He's done a tremendous job all year, and especially in this game.
Well, you talk about guys like that, you can really build your defense around guys like that, but this is an offensive team, a team that's put up some of the most points in the entire country in junior college football. It starts up front, with your quarterback, Vashawn Waiters. Freshman come right in, a guy who's just absolutely lit it up. Out of Coral Gables High School here in Miami, he had another solid performance this week.
Right, he's done a tremendous job, and he's really earned the position. He came in, he had to earn it, and nothing was given to him. And week by week, he continues to get better and continues to improve. The mental side of the game for him is something that's been very impressive for a freshman. We're very happy with how he plays, but like I said, it's a long year, and he's got to continue to get better every week. But so far, so good.
So far, so good indeed. 70% on his pass completion percentage, 10 touchdowns, number 2 in the nation in touchdowns. What's the next step for him? Because obviously there are going to be some tougher games down the line. What's the next step for improvement for him, especially now that he's not playing the full game, but down the road he may have to go 4 quarters?
Right. I think the one area he needs to probably work on, and he knows, is his footwork. His footwork needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but he does a tremendous job of seeing the play develop. He knows where he's going to go with the ball. He makes smart decisions. He hasn't thrown any interceptions yet, and he's going to throw a pick at some point. He's going to he's going to probably next game now, but he continues to impress us. Obviously with his physical ability, he's a great leader on the field. I feel like he's a coach. He's an extension of the coaching staff for us, for myself, for Coach Kennedy, Coach Hunter, where if things aren't lined up right, or if the play isn't called correctly, he gets us in the right play, and we've just been really happy with him.
Happy with him indeed. And also talk a little bit about the captain, Eric Hardnett, running back, a guy who has an insane yard per carry. He's 7.6 yards per carry, a lot of yards after contact. He's a guy that's really put the pressure on. He started early with against Alabama Prep and pretty much didn't let up until he was taken out of the game.
Yeah, Eric's kind of the total package. He can run inside, he can run outside, does a great job on pass protections. He has very good hands for a running back. We played 3 games. He's only played a game and a half of those 3 games. So he's done a tremendous job. Like I said, for him, he's a high energy guy that gets the offense going, and verbally can get them going, and that's great. You need guys on your team that can do that.
Okay, Coach, big game this weekend, Advanced Prep Academy. What are you expecting to need to do to get the victory this week?
The same things we've done every week. Take care of the ball offensively, handle our assignments up front. Defensively, continue to cause chaos and create turnovers.
One of the positive things about this past week is you got a lot of extra guys into the game. Your backup quarterbacks got a chance to play. Just talk about the importance of that, and you as a coach trying to execute guys and promote guys to the next level.
Yeah, it's our job, as my job, and it's my coaching staff's job to make sure that we get everyone film. It's our job to make sure that all these kids move on, whether it's a 5-star kid or whether it's a kid that just needs to find a home at a D3 school and get his education. Every kid is of the utmost important to us, and as long as the kids come in and meet us halfway, and that means they go to class, they stay out of trouble, and that when they're in class, when they're on the football field, they're giving us 100%. Then the coaching staff will work our tails off to make sure they get on to four-year schools.
Talking about one of those young men, talk about the punter, Sean Young, the kicker, the guy who has been, absolutely exceptional, had a great game this past weekend. How's he performed, and what do you see that he can provide to this team moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, he's a BCS kicker. I mean, he's one of the best kickers I've seen in person, in all aspects of it, from field goals to kickoffs to punting. He does a tremendous job. He does a great job in practice as well. And, I think, his exposure here, he's going to end up going to a BCS school that needs a kicker. And like I said, he can kick or punt. And he really helped us out. I mean, his kickoffs, he had 3 touchbacks, hit on every extra point. Did a tremendous job punting. He put the ball on the 1-yard line. The next play we got a safety. School record, 59-yard punt. It's a valuable weapon to have a kid that can kick and punt that well.
Absolutely. Offense, defense, special teams. And we want you to get involved in the show. Hit us up on social media at ASA Miami FB, on Twitter, on Facebook. Let us know a question that you absolutely want to know from Coach Chris, and he's looking forward to answering the questions that you have for him out there. For now, for Coach Chris Boden, I'm Brandon Odoi, ASA Miami Silver Storm, the Coaches Show. We'll see you next week.